Shalom, Shalom Israel, Shalom Yasha Allah, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. And I'd like to say Shabbat Shalom, Ashar Shabbat. And the title of this one is going to be When Will We Learn? So that's the question. When will we learn to be obedient, right? Because we know our history. And I'm going to give some of that history, try and do it briefly in my 15-minute format. So having said that, I'm going to start at Judah 5:17. And it says, and whilst they sinned not before their power, they prospered, because Yahweh that hateth iniquity was with them. Judah 5:18 says, but when they departed Salakia, from the way which he appointed them, when we were disobedient, rather, they were destroyed in many battles, very sore, and were led captives into a land that was not theirs. And the temple of their power was cast to the ground, and the cities taken by the enemies. Right now, we just got finished celebrating the Feast of Dedication, right? This is Judah chapter 5, verse 20. It says, now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error in this people, and they sin against their power, let us consider that this shall be their ruin, and let us go up, and we shall overcome them. So basically, when we're obedient, we run things. When we're disobedient, the nations or one particular nation whoops our ass. So having said that, I'm going to go to Salakia. I'm going to 1 Samuel chapter 4, right? I'm going to read a few scriptures, and I'm hoping people can connect what I'm saying. 1 Samuel chapter 4 says, and the word of Samuel came to all Yasha'Allah. Now, Yasha'Allah went out against the Philistines to battle and pitched beside Ebenezer, and the Philistines pitched in Aphek. And the Philistines put themselves in array against Israel. And when they joined the battle, Israel was smitten before the Philistines, and they slew the army in the field, about 4,000 men, right? So we lost 4,000 men, and the Philistines kicked our ass. Salakia for my language. Verse 3 says, and when the people came into the camp, the elders of Israel said, wherefore hath the Lord smitten us today before the Philistines? Let us fetch the ark of the covenant, the ark of the Lord, Salakia. I'll just read it verbatim. The ark of the Most High, rather, out of Shiloh unto us, that when it cometh among us, it may serve us out of the hand of our enemies. So we know the Ark of the Covenant technically is a weapon, right? All right. Verse 4 says, so the people sent to Shiloh that they might bring from thence the Ark of the Covenant of the Most High of Hosts, which dwelleth between the cherubims, and the two sons of Eli, Hophni and Phinehas, were there with the ark of the covenant of Yahweh. Verse 5, and when the ark of the covenant of the Most High came into the camp, all Yasha'Allah shouted with a great shout, so the earth rang again. And when the Philistines, Salaki, I'm trying to hold this camera right, forgive me. Where was I at? Salakia, y'all. And when the Ark of the Covenant came out I read that. And when the Philistines heard the noise of the shout, they said, "What meaneth the noise of this great shout in the camp of the Hebrews?" And they understood that the ark of the Most High was also coming to the camp. Right? And the Philistines were afraid, for they said, Yahweh has come unto the camp. And they said, woe unto us, for there hath been such a thing heretofore. Salakia. I'm trying to keep this focused. I'm having a little phone issues. Woe unto us. Woe, woe unto us. Who shall deliver us out of the hand of these mighty gods? These are the gods that smote the Egyptians. So everybody knew who he was. Everybody knew what it was. Everybody knew Yahweh, right? Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, right? Let me read that again. Woe be unto us. Who shall deliver us out of the hand of these gods? These are the gods that smote the Egyptians with plagues in the wilderness. Be strong and quiet yourselves like men, O ye Philistines. Right? That be not servants unto the Hebrews, as they have been to you. Quiet yourselves like men and fight. Verse 10 says, and the Philistines fought, and Israel was smitten, and they fled every man into his tent, and there was a very great slaughter. There fell of Israel 30,000 footmen. So this time, not only did we get our ass whooped, we got it worse than the first time, Salakia, for my language. We lost 30,000 men, right? Verse 11 says, and the ark of the Most High was taken, and the two sons of Eli, Hophni, and Phinehas, Salakia, were slain. So not only did they whoop us out, they took the ark of the Most High. They took the ark of the covenant, right? I'm going to drop down a little bit for the interest of time. And I'm going to go to verse 18, and it says, and it came to pass that when he made mention of the ark of Yahweh, that he fell off the back seat backward by the side of the gate, and his neck brake, and he died. Right? Actually, I'm going to drop down the first 5. Let me just drop down the first 5 for the interest of time. Salakia. So basically, let me recap. We lost 2 battles with the Philistines. This is 2 Samuel chapter 5, verse 1. And the Philistines took the ark of Yahweh and brought it to Ebenezer unto Ashdod. When the Philistines took the ark of Yahweh, they brought it to the house of Dagon and set it by Dagon. And when they of Ashdod arose early on the morrow, behold, Dagon was fallen. Salakia. Dagon was fallen face to the earth before the ark of the Most High. And they took Dagon and set him in his place again. And when they arose early on the morrow morning, behold, Dagon was fallen upon his face to the ground before the ark of the Most High. And the head of Dagon and both the palms of his hands were cut off upon the threshold. Only the stump of Dagon was left unto him. Therefore, neither the priests of Dagon nor any that come into Dagon's house tread upon the threshold of Dagon and Ashdod unto this day. Right? So the Ark of the Covenant is a weapon as the Most High. You know, so Also, like I always maintain, the Most High always avenges us, right? We go off, he punishes us, he let us go into captivity or some nation whoop our behind, like we were just talking about with the Philistines. But ultimately, he avenges us. And they found out what the power of the Most High was and the Ark of the Covenant. They had no business taking the Ark of the Covenant. That was a big mistake. You know what I'm saying? That was a huge mistake, clearly. Right? Verse 8 says, and they sent for the and they sent Salakia. They sent therefore and gathered all the lords of the Philistines unto them and said, what shall we do with the ark of the God of Israel? And they answered, let the ark of God of Israel be carried about unto Gath. And they carried the ark of God of Israel about thither. So they said, give that thing back, right? The Most High, the Most High just killed Dagon, right? Had him chopped up, right? So they said, give it back, right? Verse 9, and it was so after they carried it about. The hand of Yahweh was against the city with a very great destruction. And he smote the men in the city, right? I told you the Most High always avenges us. All praise to the Most High, why Yahushua, for being the God of Abraham, Isaac, or the power rather of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, right? All praises. You know, the examples of the Most High's power is all throughout the Bible, in the Old Testament and the New, right? So I'm going to read that again. Verse 9, and it was so that after they carried it about, the hand of the Most High was against the city with a very great destruction. And he smote the men in the city, both great and small. And they had emeralds in their secret parts, right? So the Most High basically got busy and killed a lot of Philistines, right? I'm going to read. Let me read 10 real quick and a couple more. Therefore, they sent the ark of God to Ekron, and it came to pass that the Ekronites cried out, saying, they have brought the ark of the power of Israel to slay us and our people. They didn't want it neither. So me and my brother Aishan was talking about the Ark of the Covenant, just it's shout out Aishan Ariyah. And we was talking about that in a phone conversation recently. So as you remember, I started off with Judith 5, 17, 18, and 20. So the question is, when will we learn? Kum Yashala.